Hello, this is Kat with Blendergrid here today with a quick video of things you need to do before you upload your file to our system to make sure your file doesn't incur any errors on our end. The first thing we always suggest is that you do some test renders at home. Now, if you have an animation, you can either render your animation out low res at home, or you can render a few frames of the beginning, a few frames of the middle, and a few frames of the end to make sure that everything is working correctly. Now, one of the things we see frequently is people who've disabled things in the viewport and thinks that means it's not going to render, but there is actually a second step to make sure things don't render. You can either A, delete the item completely from your file, or you need to go up to your outliner and make sure that you've disabled whatever it is in render as well. Now, I'm using Blender 3.0, but in earlier versions of Blender, you had to actually go to this filters and click this little camera icon that says disable and renders to show up in your outliner. And then what you would need to do to turn it off in render would be to click that icon to the off position. If you just disable it in viewport, you won't see it, but it's still going to render. So for instance, say I want to make this character disappear when I'm working on my file, and I turn her off and I keep working, and I think for whatever reason I've turned her off in render as well. But right now, if I rendered this, you would still see this character in the render. What I need to do is go back over to here and turn it off in render as well, or like I said, you can just completely delete the object. One of the other things we see is people who have particle systems and they haven't baked them into the file. So if you have particle or hair systems, you need to go to your particle settings and scroll down and bake all dynamics of your particles. That way it's baked into the file, and it'll make sure that once you upload it to our system, it'll render correctly. The other thing we always recommend to people is packing everything into your file. So to do that, you go up to File, go to External Data. In the earlier versions of Blender, it would say pack all into .blend file. Now it just says automatically pack resources. So this will pack any external textures or anything directly into your file. So once again, that makes it easier for our system to read what's all included in your file. We also suggest that you always check your sample sizes as well. So go to your render properties and make sure the sample size is as high as you want it to be. Since you're using a render farm, make sure it's cranked up as high as you need it to be. Now, our pricing does vary depend on the number of samples you're using, so just keep that in mind. But make sure your sample settings is set to a final render setting. The other thing we suggest is making sure that your output setting for how you want your files to be outputted is also correct. So you want to go into Output Properties and scroll down to Output and go here. Now, you can render animations directly to movies, but we strongly suggest that instead you render out the individual frames. That way, if something does happen mid-render, you don't have to restart the whole render. So when you're outputting to individual frames, PNG or JPEG, PNG has better quality. And then you would take all the rendered frames and either go to the video sequencer in Blender and go ahead and upload all the frames to the video sequencer and create a video within Blender, or you can use a third-party film editing software. So those are some of the main things that we see. So we just wanted to kind of give you a reminder of things you want to check. And always, even if you've checked all that, always do another test render before you upload just to make sure everything's going to work well. Thanks so much for using Blendergrid, and happy rendering.